Hey, everybody, and welcome to Angel B Designs. I'm Angel B. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Um, if you are new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Okay, so I don't plan on being on here that long. I don't have a whole lot to do, but what I do want to do in today's live is, well, first let me do some housekeeping. So if you are new to my channel, this is a live. What does that mean over here on my channel? That means that during my live, I like to be interactive. So this is my one day a week to kind of be able to interact with everybody. I can answer questions in real time. Whatever the case may be, that's really the thing. I want to answer questions in real time. I do post blogs now, and I post pre-recorded videos on a weekly basis. So with that being said, I like to go live once a week so that if you have questions about anything that I posted on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or whatever the case may be, we can talk about it in real time. Okay. I don't get right to the point. I may have a story time. I wrote down a couple things that I wanted to talk about. I have a giveaway today. Y'all, somebody tried to extort me over the weekend. It was like a whole situation. I did post it in my Instagram stories if you follow me there, but I'll tell y'all here. I was gonna vlog about it, but I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm gonna get to that. Okay. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a vlog this week. Levi's teacher quit at 8 a.m. this morning. Y'all, today has been one of them days. Okay. It's been one of them days. But what I want to do today is the 33 hole notebooks. So I finally figured out the difference between the 33, the 42. What's the difference? Why do some have different holes? I figured it out, the hole, the backle. And we're going to do the 33 hole pin and gear with the actual holes cut out. Yes, there are 33 holes in here. I know this because I counted. Okay. I stood in Walmart and I picked up this notebook and I counted them. So I know there are 33 holes in this notebook. Okay. I know there is. But I'm going to start off by saying hi to you guys, saying hi to everybody, and then we'll get into Canva. And sorry, I guess I'm stuck in my throat. We'll go into Canva. I'll show you how to use the template that I made, and then we'll go ahead and put this notebook together. So let me go ahead and scroll up. I hope y'all day has been better than mine, okay? Because y'all, I was about this close to not making it today. It's just, and then it always seems like my printer, like on the day I'm about to go live, my printer doesn't want to act right. Like my 7710, I think I said this last week though, my 7710 is on its way out the door. It is on its way out the door. I've had it for 6 years. It really owes me nothing. I have printed so much on this 7710, but I think it's on its way out, you guys. I'm trying really hard to hold on to it, but it's in hospice. Okay. I think it's in hospice. So I may end up getting another printer. But let me go ahead and scroll up. And my names are still not right on the channel. Does anybody know how to fix these names? Because this is like the 3rd week in a row. I thought it would fix itself, but it's not. So does anybody know how to fix the let me know if you guys know how to fix the these names. Because this is annoying me. All right. Hey, DW Nice. Is it nice? Hey, Bobby. Hey, Precious. Hey, D. Hey, Mary. Hey, Martha. Hey, Kai. For my members, I am going to put this in the community tab, this template. So don't purchase it. If you got it in your cart, don't purchase it. I'm putting it on my to-do list right now. I'm going to put this this template. I'm going to put this in the community tab for you guys, for the members. Put templates in member tab. So you guys will have this by tomorrow. It comes with the drag and drop, and it also comes with the cut file. And I'll show you how to use both of those today, but there we go. Hey, the TAC 2012. Hey, Donna Walker. Hey, Geneva. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Sandra. What is everybody working on tonight? Hey, Porgy Town. Hey, Mary Shannon. Hey, Monique. Hey, Demps Boo. Thank you. Angelica James. That's my real name. When y'all see Patrice call me Angelica, it's a little inside joke because when we went to Wallapalooza, they put my real name on my gear. And I still to this day don't know why they did that. They put Angelica on my Tumblr, and I'm like, why would you do that? But Angelica is my real name. Hey, Faker McFake. Hey, Sabrina. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Lucille. Thank you, guys. I just finally did it. It was in that little raggedy ponytail for like 2 weeks. Hey, Robin. Hey, Benita. Hey, MT Tarot Patch. Hey, Carrie. That sounds crazy. Yeah, so Levi is in ASD classes, and his teacher literally quit. So she sent us an email at like 9 p.m. last night. And apparently she did not notify the school at all. She just quit. And I'm assuming she did that so that she can continue to get paid over the summer, I think, or maybe receive benefits or something. I'm not 100% sure why she would do that, but she did not tell anybody that she was not coming back until 9 p.m. last night. And today was their first day of school. So when my son went to school this morning, he had no teacher. And Clarence is the one who took him to school this morning. And he was sitting in the lunchroom with them because they go into the lunchroom and then they kind of meet at one of the tables in the lunchroom. And then once everybody gets there and the bell rings, they all walk down to the class together. Well, when Clarence went to drop him off at the lunchroom, he had no teacher. He had no, nobody to drop him off to. There was nobody there. So Clarence sat in the lunchroom with him, like well past the bell ringing. And he even walked him down to his classroom. Like they start school at 8:00. Clarence was there till about 9:20 before he finally left. And they only had one para. Normally there's maybe like 6 ASD kids in that class, and they have at least 3 paras and then the regular teacher. There was one para, no teacher. And the para that was there, that was her very first day ever working in a Southfield public school. So she did not know the kids. She did not know their routines. She did not know the classroom. She didn't know the school. She did not know where the bathroom was. Like my husband was trying to tell her how Levi has to be taken to the bathroom every 1 to 2 hours or he will, have an accident. She didn't even know where the bathroom was. So it was really trifling. I think it's going to take me a long time to get over that. That was very trifling of her. And I don't know. We've been contemplating about taking Levi to school for the rest of the week because the lady who was in control of the ASD classes basically today was saying that they hadn't even posted the job. So they hadn't even started a job search to replace her because she never notified anybody that she wasn't coming back. So it was a mess. It was a mess. But yeah. That was how my morning started. But hey, okay, I'm gonna scroll down some. Hey, Kristen, I received my package. Okay, great. I'm glad you received it. Thank you guys. My printer, the 7710, my Epson Workforce 7710 is the one that is on hospice. It is on hospice, child. Hey, Jacqueline. So to become a member, I think the easiest way to do it is to go on a laptop or a desktop. There should be a join button on the channel. At work, laser engraving on wallets, making some Halloween earrings. I want to create that notebook. Okay, working on the website. Okay, Carrie. I'm working customized composition. Okay. Yeah. That's crazy. My brother was thinking about leaving. They want him to teach 3 classes at once. That's crazy. No, Monique, no administrator. So when she emailed, the email that we got last night was only to the parents. So she emailed us parents at 9 p.m. last night saying that she was not coming back. She did not email the school until 8 a.m. this morning saying she wasn't coming. So nobody at the school knew that she wasn't coming. The other ASD teachers, like, they were literally telling the parents of the kids who was in that class, the ones who didn't receive the email. She was telling them, Miss Benjamin, her name is Miss Benjamin. She was like, Miss Benjamin is coming. She's coming. And Clarence, my husband, was like, no, she's not. Like, she emailed us last night saying that she was not coming. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, the teachers didn't even know that she wasn't coming because the email that she sent out at 9 p.m. last night, she only sent it to the parents. She didn't even send it to the school. She didn't email the school until 8 a.m. this morning. So they were under the impression that she was on her way and that she was late. My husband had to tell the principal, your teacher isn't coming, because she told us last night. And they're like running around like, what are you talking about? She is coming. And he's like, no, she's not. It was so crazy. It was so crazy. She did not tell the school. She told the parents last night, and then she told the school this morning. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, figure I like one of the other ASD teachers better, and I do want him to go into that class, but she already has a full class. So I'm gonna give them a minute to try to find another teacher, but what I don't want to happen with Levi is he start to revert back. We are switching Zay school, so I may very well just check out the ASD program at the school that Xavier is going to, and then maybe just switch him to that school. We may end up doing that. So I don't know. I'm going to give them a couple weeks because the way that she handled this was so unprofessional, and it's not the school's fault. Like, it's really not their fault. It was her fault. So I think we're gonna try to wait it out for a couple weeks to see how they're able to fix this. I want to be fair, but at the same time, I don't want Levi to fall behind in his development. So I think we'll wait a couple weeks and kind of see what's going on. And then if we have to leave the school, we will. But yeah, it was just like my husband was scared to leave him. There was no teacher because they were all under the impression she was there. She was either in the school already or she was on her way. And there was like no teacher there to take care of these kids. Like the parents were like, because at that point it's like a safety concern. Like Levi is a little bit more high functioning, but there was a few kids in the class who are a little bit lower on the spectrum, and there's one in particular. He runs, like he will open up the door and he will run out into the parking lot if somebody is not watching him, or he will run down the hallway. And it's like there was no teacher there to watch him, so it was like a huge safety concern, a huge liability. And I just really can't believe she did that. I really cannot believe she did that. But all right, enough about that. Let me get to doing this. And Tex said she would have her certification. And I said that to Clarence. I was like, she's not going to be disciplined at all. Like she should be disciplined for this. Because these aren't regular kids. And like I said, that was potentially a safety risk for some of them. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that was my morning. Good ASD teachers are really hard to come by. Yeah. Marshawn, that's what I was saying. I know she got into it, like her and the paras from last year. There was a little bit of issues with them, but I don't know. I almost wonder if the one para, and I said that to Clarence too. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if the one para did not show up tomorrow, because she's not getting paid to be the teacher. She's not getting paid for that, you know? And they just threw her, literally. Claire said she had a notebook and was writing down, like going student by student, okay, Levi's needs, and she was writing it on a piece of paper, and then she would go to Ricky's needs. What are Ricky's needs? What are his triggers? Like writing it down on a piece of paper. I feel really bad for her, because that's not fair. And I probably would have been like, you know what? Everybody just take your kids home. How about that? I probably would have told them, like, I need y'all to take your kids home, and maybe we'll try next week while we figure this out, because that's a lot to take 6 kids you've never met before and you're writing down their needs on a piece of paper. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that wasn't fair to her at all. All right. I'm guessing she couldn't see their IEP. No, she couldn't see their IEPs. She didn't have computer access. She didn't have anything. She did not have anything. All right. But let's get started. So yeah, that was that. Oh, so the giveaway this week, my little giveaway box. I think these are all youth shirts, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So these range from like 2T. I believe the smallest there's a onesie in here. So like there's a little baby onesie. This one is 12 months. I saw a 3T shirt in here. So these are all youth, from there's a onesie all the way up to large. There's a large youth heavy cotton. Okay, but these are all youth shirts and onesies. Okay, this is going to be today's giveaway. She shouldn't have access to an IEP as a parent. Yeah. And that's the sad part, is that her position doesn't allow her to have access to the same resources as the teacher. However, she's being thrown into a teacher role on day one because the actual teacher was so unprofessional. That's what makes it even worse, is like, that's not even her job, and she doesn't even have the proper resources to even be watching these kids all day. You know, it wasn't fair. All right, so that's the giveaway. And then let's go ahead and get into the designing process. So I made the so the template is essentially the same as the 42 hole. You're going to get a Canva drag and drop, and then you're also going to get a cut file, which is the SVG cut file. Okay, you'll get both. If and when, let me share my screen, you decide to purchase this for my members, I'm going to put this PDF file. This is the PDF file that you'll receive. So members, this is what the PDF file will look like. And then if you purchase it, if you're a non-member and you purchase it, this is going to be the PDF file that you get from Etsy when you go to download. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. You guys, I have gotten so many messages from people on Etsy who say, I never received my files. I said, well, what did you receive? They said, I received a PDF file, but I didn't receive the actual file. When you guys purchase things, make sure you read it, okay? Because it is a PDF file. However, you have to click within the PDF file to get to your files, okay? So when you get your PDF file, either from Etsy or from the Google Drive, open up your PDF file, and right here where it says click the link and it says click here in red, we're going to click that. That is going to take you to the template. Okay, this is the template here. Mine says edit template because I'm the owner of the template, but for you, it'll say like open an editor or start a new design or something like that. That's what yours will say. It's not going to say edit template. It only says that for me because I'm the owner. Okay. For you, it'll say, I'm pretty sure it's going to say something like open an editor or something like that. Okay. So you're going to click open in editor, and then it's going to take you to this template. And again, this is the drag and drop, and this is the cut file. So the reason that I include both the drag and drop and the cut file. So let's say the drag and drop is the easiest. You can drag and drop your cover photo, and then you can print it on regular inkjet on 8.5 by 11 and cut it out with your cutting machine. Okay. If you're going to print on 8.5 by 11 paper, you're going to have to use something other than a Cricut. Cricut won't let you print this on 8.5 by 11 because the image is too big. If you're using a Cricut machine, unless it's a Cricut, I believe the Cricut Venture, maybe, I don't know. I haven't used the Cricut Venture. But if you are using a Cricut machine and you're wanting to print on 8.5 by 11, you are going to have to sublimate. And that is why the cut file is there. Some people don't have any other cutting machine besides a Cricut machine. So I wanted to be able to make it so that no matter what cutting machine you have, you can still do this project. Now, you can either, if you're using a Cricut, you can either use 11 by 17 paper, or you have to use the cut file and sublimate it if you're using 8.5 by 11 paper. Because again, you cannot cut an 8 by 10.5 on 8.5 by 11 paper with a Cricut machine. I know that might have came out confusing. The size that you have to do this cover is 8 by 10.5. You can't print 8 by 10.5 on 8.5 by 11 paper with a Cricut. It'll tell you that the image is too big. Okay. So I use my Siser Romeo to do it because I can print on 8.5 by 11 paper in Leonardo Design Studio, and I can cut. But you can't in Cricut. It's going to either make the image smaller, or you have to have bigger paper. So that's why I include the cut file, so that if you want to use 8.5 by 11 paper, you can cut it out and then just sublimate it, because you can sublimate on photo paper. I'll show you guys the photo paper that I'm using, the brand. You can sublimate on it. I've done it in the first video I did last year. I sublimated it and I used my Cricut to cut it. Okay. If you're cutting with a different machine other than Cricut, you can do the drag and drop, and you can use regular inkjet. You don't have to sublimate it. Or if you cut it by hand, that would kind of suck a little bit, cutting all these holes by hand, but you can. So it just depends on what materials or cutting machines you have access to, versus, that's going to determine which file you have to use. It's going to be based off of the equipment that you have access to. But that's why they're both included. So hopefully that makes sense. For today, I am using regular inkjet, and I cut with my Siser Romeo. So the file I'm going to use is the drag and drop. And I'm going to show you how I made it. So I'm going to my uploads. I made just like a little digital paper, which is this one here. I showed you guys last week how you can make your own digital papers in Canva. That's basically what I did. I went and found a photo that was a pink gradient. I made it the background, and then I just went into elements and I typed in confetti, and then I made the confetti go across the entire pink gradient, and that's how I got this kind of digital paper. And then you download it as a PNG. Okay, so I'm going to drag and drop this digital paper into the photo frame, and then I want to put another image on top of it. So I'm going to click on it. When you click on it, you're going to get like a little menu up here. I'm going to lock this position because I don't want anything else to drop inside of this frame. I now want to build on top of the frame. So I'm going to lock it so nothing else can drop inside of it. And then I created this little image here. I'm going to put this on a book bag for my niece. But I ordered UV DTF stickers with this image to put on a... See that I didn't lock it all the way, but see what happens when you don't lock it? It'll try to drag and drop this image into the frame. I don't want that. So let me lock it. There we go. Now I'm going to make it kind of simple and just add this right to the front of it like this. Make it a little simple cover. What I do want to do though is, because the background is busy and then the image is busy, y'all know me, I like to add a little outline to it. So I'm going to click the image, and then I'm going to go up to edit. And then I'm going to go to shadows, and I'm going to go to outline. I don't want it that thick, so I'm going to bring it down to like 10. And the outline just kind of creates a little bit of definition between the background and the image. I'm scrolling up to see if there was any questions I missed. Don't HIPAA play a role in this information? Donna, I'm not for sure if HIPAA plays a role with the para and the IEP form. I'm not sure of those, technical rules, but I do know that as a para, I don't believe that they have access to the IEP. I believe, because like when I would do meetings with the teacher and the speech therapist, the occupational therapist and stuff like that, the paras would never be there. The meeting would be with the teacher. I believe the paras are simply just like assistants in a way. Hey, Patrice Boo, how are you? Hey, Delonda. Yep, this should work with the silhouette. Now, I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know how Silhouette is with trying to print on 8.5 by 11 versus 11 by 17 paper. I don't know if it's similar to Leonardo Design Studio or Cricut because I've never cut with a Silhouette cutter before. So I'm not familiar with what size paper you would have to use in order to get your 8 by 10.5. But the cut file and the drag and drop file should work. It's just I don't know what size paper you would have to use. I want to try this. I wonder if the lock leak would cut it. I'm pretty positive the lock leak would cut it. Y'all, I only used the lock leak that one time I had it on live. I haven't used it since. But I did a print and cut with the lock leak, so I'm pretty sure that it'll work. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I was able to cut this with my Leonardo Design Studio. So when you download it, we're going to go up to share. Now, I said this last week, and it rings true for this file as well. Don't worry about resizing your image in Canva. If you're wanting to resize your image, I would say do not print this type of image or this type of file. Don't print it from Canva. You need something else to print it from. So if you, let's say you do not have a cutting machine and you're going to cut this by hand, that's fine. You still need something else to be able to resize it and print it out. So I would suggest Silhouette Studio. You can resize it in Silhouette Studio and print for free with the free edition. And then you'll be able to get the correct size. I've never printed from Microsoft Word, but I do know that, you know, other people print from Microsoft Word and you are able to resize it in Microsoft Word as well. So I would just say don't print straight from Canva. And what I mean by that is like some people will go to download it. So I'm just downloading it as a PNG with a transparent background. They'll click on it and then try to print it from right here, like click the print button and then try to print like this. This is not the correct size. It won't be the correct size if you print it this way. So I would suggest having some kind of software to upload it into, to resize it, to make sure it's the correct size. Okay. So if you have Canva Pro, you are going to download with a as a PNG with a transparent background. If you're cutting from Cricut, if you don't have Canva Pro and you download it with the background, you can remove the background in Cricut Design Space before you get it onto your canvas. Same with Leonardo Design Studio. If you don't have Canva Pro and you have to download it with the white background, you can remove the background in Leonardo Design Studio as well. So it's not mandatory. It just makes it a tiny bit easier, but both of those softwares will remove the background for you. So this is my image already uploaded into Leonardo Design Studio. I'm going to go ahead and delete it and kind of show you how I got there. So I'm going to go to File, Import, and this is my file here. And as you can see, it does not have the white background. The holes are already cut out. So I don't have to do any editing because the file already had all of the holes cut out for you. And I downloaded it as a transparent background. Now, if this had the white background on it, Leonardo Design Studio would remove it for you. So I'm going to click Next. This is just like the mask tolerance and all of that. Everything seems to look okay. So I'm going to click Next. I really don't mess with that unless I have a really kind of messy image, which I don't right now. These blue lines, I don't know if you guys can see the blue lines. Let me try to zoom in. So the blue lines like around the edge and around the hole, that lets you know that those are your cut lines. That's where it's going to cut. And because I have that transparent background, it is neatly going to cut out those holes and the edges for me. And because I have include holes checked. If I uncheck this, as you can see, the little, hopefully you can see, the blue lines around the holes went away. So if I put it into my cutting machine like this, it's only going to cut the background, or it's only going to cut the outline. So you want to make sure that include holes is checked. In Cricut Design Space, it'll be, if you import it with a transparent background, you're just going to push it right through. If you import it with a white background, you may very well have to go in with that select tool. If you go in with the select tool and you just click the holes, it'll remove the white on each hole. You'll just have to click each hole with the select tool to remove that white, but it will do it. I've tested it already, so I know it works. You just may have to use your select tool to kind of clean it up a little bit if you're using Cricut Design Space. And then I'm going to go ahead and select finish. Hey, everybody popping in. Angel, do you add links to your videos in Etsy? I don't. I didn't know you could. Do you put it in the description box? Maybe I should. I just kind of typed in my description box that there is a video, a corresponding video with this file, and then I put my channel name, but I didn't actually put a link in there. Oh, I didn't know you could put links in the description. Maybe I'll go back and do that. Thank you for letting me know that. So the notebook cover is 8 by 10, and I got that. It says it right on the notebook. So this is, let me stop sharing my screen real quick so you can see me. This is the original notebook cover. I haven't taken it off yet. And it says the size right there, 8 by 10.5. So that's what I use. Now I did take my ruler and I measured it just to make sure, because sometimes they may be misprinted. Very rarely may that happen, but I did take my ruler and I measured it here to here, here to here, just to make sure. And it is 8 by 10.5. Okay, so that's how I got my measurements. So let me share my screen again. Okay, and then I do unlock this so that I can input my customized measurements. So I do 8 and my height is 10.5. Now, when you originally open up Leonardo Design Studio, the marking space, I don't remember what number it's on. Okay, this is the auto default, 0.492. So what I do to be able to print on 8.5 by 11 is, do you see how close those registration marks are to my corners? I make them very close to my corners. But this allows me to be able to print on 8.5 by 11 paper. I don't like wasting. I don't like printing one front cover on an 11 by 17 paper, because it's wasting half the paper essentially. So if I can squeeze this onto an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, I'm literally not even this little border right here. That's as much paper as I'm wasting doing this project. So that's why I'm going to try to squeeze it onto an 8.5 by 11. Plus 8.5 by 11 paper is cheaper than 11 by 17. So that's why I do it this way. But I bring those corners all the way in. It's on 0.020. And this is as big. If I try to like take this up to 3, it's not going to fit. Oh, it does still fit. Okay, let's see if I take it up to 4. Okay, so 5 doesn't fit. And the red marks let me know it doesn't fit. There's my TikTok alarms. Now I did cut out my cover using my registration marks that close, and I'll show you how clean it's still cut. It was still able to read it even with, so come on, zoom button. When I print this off, my arrow here does get cut off. Now, the arrow is not necessary when you are cutting it because the camera doesn't actually read the arrow. The arrow is telling you where to put your blade. So as long as you remember that you have to put your blade in the bottom left-hand corner, the arrow doesn't necessarily have to be printed on the page. So doing it this way, your arrow is going to be cut off. But again, you don't need it to cut. It only is there to let you know your blade starts here in this corner. Okay. All you need to print is the actual registration marks. Okay. And then I send design. And then if we go to cut preview, you can see, hopefully you can see, you see the blue lines. So you're going to see where it cuts. You're going to see the blue line on the outline. You see the blue lines around the small circles, the big circle, and then you can see the registration marks. And you can see on your cut preview that blue line is still underneath your registration marks. So as long as everything cuts the way it's supposed to cut, it's going to cut that black registration mark completely off, and you won't have any like small black outline on your corners. So you can check your cut preview before you actually send it to cutter. Okay. To make sure that the registration marks aren't going to bleed into your design, because you don't want that either. Okay, pretty simple. The cut file is for like if you want to sublimate it. So the way that you would do that is you would cut out the template with the cut file, the SVG cut file. And actually, let me show you. Let me share my screen again. So the cut file that you're going to receive, it looks like this. It's just black. This is what you want to do. You're going to go to share. You're going to go to download, transparent background. The file type, you're going to change it to SVG. I put it inside of Canva so that you can download it however you need to download it. If you want to cut it, you download it as a SVG. If you want to print it for whatever reason, I'm not sure why you would do that, but if you want to print it, you would download it as a PNG. But I put it inside of Canva so that you can download it however you want to download it. But for it to be a cut file, you download it as an SVG. And you can take it right into Cricut. You can take it right into Leonardo Design Studio, and you cut it like a regular cut file. Once you're done cutting it, you would print your cover on sublimation paper. And then you can sublimate on top of the template that you cut. If you have no other cutting machine other than a Cricut and you don't have 11 by 17 paper, you can use 8.5 by 11 paper, and you can sublimate it with the cut file. So really that cut file is like for people who have Cricut and smaller paper. Okay. So this is the file. Let me show you the corners. I don't know if you can see. Okay. There's no registration marks on my corners, even though they were really close, and it cut real clean. My cut settings were 10 speed with the Leonardo Design Studio. my Siser Romeo. I did 10 speed and my force was 42. And this is the glossy photo paper from Walmart, the Pen and Gear brand. Now, I put it on 42 because I think my blade is a little dull. I cut a lot of flock and a lot of glitter. So my blade is dull. If you have a newer blade, you can make your speed lower. Do a test cut. Do a test cut. Do a test cut. Do a test cut. My blade is dull. If you have a brand new blade, do not put it on 42. It's going to cut through your mat. Okay. It's going to cut through your paper and your mat. Hey, Fern, how are you? Let me see. Did I miss any questions? Thank you, Donzel. Whenever I do a tutorial about a template. Yeah, I'm going to go back and link them. I didn't know you could put it. I didn't know if I put a link in the description box that it would be clickable. Thank you, Heavenly Handmade. Thank you. Thank you. It's about to get braided tomorrow. You guys, tell me why. This stresses me out, but I know it's also a blessing as well. But it's like one of them blessings that stress me out. It's getting braided. I literally just did my hair Friday. Clarence called me today while I was up here at the office getting ready for the live and was like, can you get your hair done this week? I'm like, why? I just did it. He like, well, we going to Cancun on Friday. And I'm like, huh? No, we're not. No, that's too short of a notice. I cannot. He done already talked to my parents, got the babysitter, booked the flight, booked the hotel. I don't, like I said, it's a blessing, but it's stressing me out because I got 4 days to get my life together. I only have 4 days. So I was like trying to frantically book a braid appointment because yeah. Thank God I already got my nails done. I got my nails done the other day, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I'm good on the nails, but I need like 2 weeks notice, not 4 days. So now I'm all like stressed out. But yeah. So I guess I'm going out of town on Friday. But let's go ahead and do this notebook. Thank you. I did. So thankfully I have my the girl who braids my hair. She had an opening for tomorrow. And so I booked it, but then she texted me and she asked me to come like in the evening. So I was like, okay, I guess. And she had no other day. Literally, her Wednesday is booked up and her Thursday is booked up. She had one spot tomorrow. And I was like, listen, if I can't get my hair braided, I don't think I want to go. This hair in Cancun, no, it would be like this. As soon as I stepped off the plane, it would shrivel right on up. But I got an appointment though, so it's getting braided tomorrow. Yo, I can't get this off. I do love your hair, but I would be packing my bag now. I've been like low key in the back of my mind trying to think of everything I'm gonna pack because I like to order new stuff when I go out of town. So now I'm like forced to wear stuff I wore on my last vacation. Does anybody else do that? Like you feel like you gotta buy new outfits when you go on vacation? I don't have time. I'm just gonna have to rock with what I got. Okay, so on these notebooks, on some of the other ones, you have to like really clip this piece off. But this one, the way they have it bent, it's not that hard to kind of bend it with your fingers to pull it out. It's the unexpected moments that turn out to be the best. I hope so. I hope this trip don't stress me out. No, it is sweet. It was a sweet gesture. It just girls have too much stuff to do. All he has to do is go get a haircut. Like I gotta make sure my feet are done. I have to make sure my nails are done, my hair, my eyebrows are already done, thank goodness too. But okay, I can't get this piece off. Let me go grab my tweezers. And people seen you in it before. Exactly. 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 I gotta go on vacation with outfits that people already seen me in. Is that the millennial in me? I don't know. All right, so I'm just using my little tweezers here to kind of open up. This is the bottom one. I don't know if it's too bright. I just kind of twist it up like that. And then this one, the same thing. I'm just gonna twist it. On some of the other notebooks, like which one? It was another one. This little clippy part, you can't twist it at all. You have to cut it. But these ones are kind of thin. The kids have everything. Yep. So my parents, when they babysit, they come to my house and they stay the night at our house and babysit. So we don't have to pack them up to leave. They come to our house and stay the night. And they're out of school Friday and Monday for the holiday. Okay. So now I'm just twisting it out. Now that I have it nice and bent, you just twist it right on out. I just twist, twist, twist. These pinning gears are actually way easier. What was the other one I was doing? There's another notebook I used. And the wire was way, way thicker. Okay. You just want to twist it out nice and clean so that it doesn't get bent up or stretched out or anything. Okay. And then you can just take this off. Now, I don't normally do back covers with this, but you can. Okay. You just take it off and we're just going to replace it with this one. And then you see the holes. Just line up. I usually wear what I have. I used to keep everything in one bag, but now I travel a lot now for not a lot, but for like the expos and stuff. So I can't take a bathing suit to an expo. So I do take my stuff out the bag now. And then we're just going to twist this right back in. Thank you, Donzel. Nope, I didn't even, Kristen, this one is the easiest one to do. I didn't even have to cut this wire. I just took my little pointy tweezers, my little Cricut pointy tweezers, and I bent it. You don't even have to cut these ones. These notebooks are so easy. I love your designs. I've learned a lot from your tutorials when I create notebooks on Cricut. I bypass the image issue by printing my image first. Okay, so that's one way to do it. So you print the image and then cut the image using the cut file. Okay, maybe I'll try that. I was gonna do a pre-recorded tutorial with this 33 hole template because I don't have one. I just have it with the 42 hole. So maybe I will try it that way on Cricut. I'm trying to talk and twist and it's like, hold on. There we go. See, I don't use Cricut that often to even know like the little workarounds with the software, but that is a smart idea. Y'all, I somehow, okay, hold on. I skipped a hole. How the heck did I do that? Let me go back. Y'all, I skipped a hole somewhere and I can't see where. My little twist back in is gonna be a little janky because I skipped a hole somewhere and I'm not about to twist it out to figure it out because this notebook is for me. So it's for me. Do you guys watch or has anybody watched Game of Thrones? We decided to start it over. I've watched it twice already, but we started it over again yesterday. And I watched the first 2 episodes. And knowing like what kind of happens when I was watching the first episode, I actually realized like how much stuff happened in that first episode. Like it was a lot actually happened that was like necessary to know within the, you know, the series. It was like a lot of it was prefaced in the first episode, like immediately out the gate. I had to cut it off. It was like midnight. I had to get up at 6:15 this morning to get the kids ready for school. And I was up until midnight and I had to turn it off. I'm like, this show is so good. I have to turn this off or I'll be up all night watching it for no reason. Okay. I got it twisted back on. It's a little janky because I skipped a hole by accident. I don't have a Cricut. What do I use? Do you have any cutting machine? So I have it twisted back in. Again, my little twist job is a little janky because I skipped a hole somewhere and I'm not about to untwist it out to figure it out. But once you get it all twisted back in, all you have to do, this little hook, right? This little hook right here, it hooks around that first wire. That was how I unhooked it. All you got to do is take your fingers and hook it back, and you can kind of bend it. Same with this one. That hook, you're just going to hook it back around that first loop. And we didn't have to cut anything. Okay, super easy. You can do a back cover. You can write the name right here on the inside if you want to. Super easy. Let me show you, if you would like to do a back cover with this, you can use the same template. You don't need another template. You can use the same template. Okay, so let's say you want to do a back cover, right? You do your front cover. You want your front and your back to be exactly the same. Or let's just say you want your back cover to just be the confetti, right? You want your front cover to have this image, and then you want the back cover to just be the pink confetti. We're going to duplicate this page. You're going to select your image and delete. Now, for the back cover, you need your holes to be on this side. So we're going to select the frame, the whole frame. You want to unlock it because we locked it so that we could put that image on top of it. So you want to select it. You want to unlock it. And then up here where it says flip, you're going to, you are going to, nope, let me see. It's flipping my image. There we go. You're going to rotate it 180 degrees, and then you'll flip it if you have an image. Okay, so let me do that again. Let's say you want to do the back cover. You're going to duplicate this page with everything selected. You're going to spin it around. Flip vertical and flip horizontal. And now this would be the front. This would be the back. And you have the holes on the correct side. If you don't want this image, just simply delete it. And then you have your digital wallpaper. Okay, so you can use the same template for your front and your back. Just turn it 180 degrees, flip vertical, and flip horizontal. Donna, you have a US cutter? Is that what you're saying? You can cut this by hand. It might be a little bit hard and a little bit tedious doing it. If you have the like the single hole puncher, y'all know that single handheld puncher, you could use that to punch out the holes. You would just have to do it 33 times. But that will punch out the holes as well if you have one of those. I'm not familiar with the US cutter. I'm not familiar with that cutter. As long as it can cut SVGs and PNGs, then yes, you can do it. But if you have, okay, you have a hole puncher. If you have that single handheld hole puncher, you can punch out the holes with that too. You just, like I said, you'll have to do it 33 times, but you can use the hole puncher. Do you print it on photo paper? Yes, I do. For this one, yes, I printed it on the photo paper, and then I did like a print and cut out the holes. All right, pretty simple, right? We're gonna do the giveaway. I need to get the paid version of Canva. I need to make this. So Crafty Designs, you don't necessarily have to have the Pro. Where Pro is going to be beneficial in this particular project is downloading with a transparent background. But like I said, if you're using Cricut Design Space, it'll remove the background for you. If you're using Leonardo Design Studio, that software will remove the background for you as well. So you don't 100% need the Pro feature to do this project. It just comes in, you know, it comes in hand, but it's not necessary. You can do this without Canva Pro. Donnie, you can do this with regular inkjet or you can do it with sublimation, either or. The two files I have included, the drag and drop and the cut file, you can do print and cut with either one. All right, you guys, let me get set up for the giveaway and then we'll get out of here. I really, you know, I said I wasn't gonna be on here too long today, and haven't been on here that long. It's only been an hour, but this project was really, really simple. I just wanted to, y'all, my Etsy shop got flooded with, do you have a 33 hole template? Do you have a 33 hole template? And I never did. And I didn't plan on making one, but like I said, I was getting flooded with requests to make it. So I did, and I just wanted to make sure I showed you guys how to use it because the process is the same as the other one. The only difference is the amount of holes. Oh, which somebody said this in the comment section last week when I was on live, that one is college ruled and one is wide ruled. And that is the difference, because when I purchased this one, the 42 hole notebooks that I have, they are wide ruled, and it says it right on there. This one is college ruled. So that's the difference between the 42 holes and the 33 holes. But they're both 70 sheets and they're both 8 by 10.5. The difference is one is wide, one is college. All right, so let me set up the giveaway. Again, this giveaway is for the youth shirts. StreamYard, there it is. Okay, the word is youth. And again, these are for the youth shirts. I have a whole bunch of them, you guys. From a few onesies to, I think, large, youth large. I'll give you guys just a few minutes to go ahead and type in the word youth. And then we're gonna get up out of here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit draw. Let me pull my comments back up. I'm gonna go ahead and hit draw. Good luck, everybody. All right, Miss Patricia, congratulations. This is my email address. Let me know that you are still here. But this is my email address. Please send me your mailing address. I will have this out, I guess before I go out of town. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go. I feel pressured. I feel pressured. Maybe I just need to go to sleep. Maybe I need to go to sleep and I'll feel better in the morning. I feel pressured. But I have no idea if I'll be on next Monday. I guess I'll know by Monday morning if I will be coming on or not. I'm going to try to get, if at bare minimum, I'm going to try to at least have a premiere. I just have to record it, I guess, before I leave because I hadn't planned on recording it. But if I can get it recorded at the bare minimum, I'll have a premiere. Otherwise, I may see you guys in 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I will let y'all know in the community tab. For my members, I will have this file uploaded for you guys by tomorrow. So definitely make sure you keep an eye out for that. But thank you guys. It was a day you definitely had. Go and enjoy yourself. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I was already having a bad day. And then he like tried to surprise me with this, but then I also I felt pressured to hurry up and get a hair appointment. I think it was just too much in one day. I think I'm overstimulated. I think that's what it is. I think I need to go to sleep. I think that's what it is. But I will see you guys maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. I'm not for sure, but I will guys, like I said, I'll let you know in the community tab. But you guys have a good night. You guys have a good rest of the week. And I'll see y'all.